afternoon, everyone. This is Sunday afternoon, June 13th, 2021, and we are on our final stop from a whirlwind tour of Altoona, Pennsylvania. Just got back from watching some trains go through Horseshoe Curve, and our last stop here is the Railroaders Memorial Museum. We bought a combo ticket where you get, I forget what it even costs already, $12 to get admission into Horseshoe Curve and into the museum. I've never been to this museum before, so we're going to go inside and check out what they have to offer. Before we do so, there's a boxcar and a caboose and a couple other cars we're going to check out on the walk-in. There's pretty much the biggest flat car I've ever seen. We'll walk through the yard and get a better look at that. My goal here is to find the GG1. I've glimpsed it from the highway. I'd like to get up close with it. Okay, maybe only a couple of seconds have passed for you, but I just went inside the museum, sat down, rested my weary legs, and watched a movie about Altoona and the people who worked here. And if you want to know why my legs are so weary, watch my Horseshoe Curve video. Let's just say it was a lot of stairs to climb. And there's more to see inside of the museum. But first, before we do that, I know it's kind of hot out here. It's going on 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I typically try to avoid the heat. But there's some trains in the yard here, particularly an old GG1 that I want to see. Can't see it from where I'm standing now, but I want to look at the outside stuff before I continue exploring the inside, because at some point I'm going to decide I've worn myself out and I'm going to head for home. But I don't want to head for home until I've been up close with this GG1. Got a helicopter going in there. You can see it beneath the old signal bridge. There's a lot of hospitals downtown. I'm guessing that's a medevac. Looks like they've turned this flat car into a stage of sorts. Got an old Pennsylvania Railroad passenger car here. This thing is big. Not sure what kind of equipment would be transported on this, but capacity of 500,000 pounds. Thinking probably heavy industrial equipment, maybe mining equipment. Looking back over here, this is one of the buildings that used to be part of the railroad. I don't know if it was the maintenance or the fabrication facility, but that building houses the museum. You can see a Pennsylvania Railroad tender out there, a little maintenance speeder car, box car, and I'm not sure what this car ahead is, but I see a sign here, so we're going to find out. And I hear a train running. Off to the left are the tracks leading to and from Horseshoe Curve. There we go, there's a Norfolk Southern train. Let's film this first. See what we could see. You're not going to get a great view from here. That bridge that it's passing under, that's the bridge that I was doing some filming last night. I'll put a link to that video up at the top of the screen. Oh, we have got the trash train. Boy, I'm glad I'm not up close with that one. That trash train is headed to Horseshoe Curve. I'm actually going to refrain from filming the whole thing because it's just not a great view from here. It's a really cool old Ford truck here. Haven't seen one with that kind of front end in a long time. Alright, now we're going to go find out what this thing is. And then we're going to go look for a GG1. We're going to find a GG1. You can tell I'm fatigued, guys. PRR, Pennsylvania Railroad Express refrigerator car number 2561. If you want to read any of that, you can pause the video. This is actually a little bit better view of the trash train from here. Alright, I'm going to walk to find some other interesting things to show you in the yard, and I'll pick the video up there. Okay, what I didn't film was me walking around the roundhouse. I feel like I've been following these signs with arrows for a while, but I let the trash train go through. That's heading to Horseshoe Curve now. And I'm hoping I'm heading towards the GG1. I think I am. Do I spy? I do. I see a GG1. We're going to look at some other stuff on the way, though. And up ahead is the turntable. We're on the inside of the roundhouse now. I still don't know where the entrance is. Those just red arrows just keep leading you around and around and around. But I'm more interested in seeing what's outside. You get the turntable here. It says safety first. There's a little control room there. Pennsylvania Railroad logo. And you can see that that fills with water. There have been a lot of storms here in recent days. I mean, we've been pretty lucky this weekend with actually avoiding the worst of the rain, but everywhere you go is just waterlogged. In fact, the train ride at Lakemont Park was not operating yesterday, they said, because of flooding. So that was a video I had very much hoped to share that obviously isn't going to happen. But I'll be coming back here again. This is a great place to visit. Here, a train horn. I don't know if it's the train that just pulled through or another one coming. There, we got a really old steam engine here. The Berwind White Coal Mining Company Car Service Department. It's got a name on the cab. It's named Nancy. Kind of reminds me of the Loki that I rode up in Ashland last year. Maybe a little bit bigger. Definitely a little bit bigger, but the design kind of just reminds me of it. Give you a look inside the cab there. It's named Nancy. And we got a couple old, I don't know if that's a baggage car, passenger car. It'd be kind of nice if they had, it'd be kind of nice if they had some signs telling you some more information about these trains. I mean, I've always enjoyed trains, but I'm not going to claim to be super knowledgeable about them. And here's what we came for, and this is a GG1. Used to watch these go up and down the Northeast Extension when I was a kid. None of them can run anymore, ever, unfortunately. Something about the PCBs and the coolant, I don't quite pretend to understand it, other than it's an environmental hazard and they can't get them running. And from what I understand, I mean, you can tell from the rust on the outside, from what I understand, the insides of them aren't so great either. I would love to see at least one or two retrofit with some newer technology just to see it on the rails again. These are all electric, and one of the things I remember most about them was just the distinct sound they made. It was a very deep sound for an electric motor, not a high-pitched whine like you'd kind of expect from little motors. And you know, the guy at the gift shop in Horseshoe Curve, I was talking to him about the GG1s, and he warned me this was in rough shape, and God, it is literally rusted through some places. You could see. Apparently it is in the queue for restoration. They have a K4 steam locomotive that apparently got higher priority over this one. That apparently there's an announcement coming in a week or two about the progress on the steam engine, and then hopefully this one will be next. I just hate to see them rotting away like this. This one's painted in the color that they call Tuscan Red, and I'll be sharing another video. A Tuscan Red GG1 number 4909 just came into my life yesterday, and that's not going to be in this video, but that's a video I'll film when I get home. You can probably guess what that means. But we'll take a look at the real deal while we're out here. And this GG1, even though, you know, all of the GG1s only ever ran on the electrified tracks of the Pennsylvania Railroad, which is a relatively small geographic area, these trains are iconic with rail enthusiasts all over. I mean, even people in other parts of the country and the world know about the GG1. And I gotta say, you know, I knew they were special when I was a kid. You know, we'd go out to Princeton Junction to watch trains, and every time we'd see a light, it was, oh, is it going to be a passenger train, a freight train? Because both ran through there at the time pretty regularly. But boy, was it special when the train turned out to be a GG1. And sometimes it was pulling passenger cars, and it would stop at the station. And like I said, that's how I got to really hear the electric motor, when it was, you know, basically starting up to accelerate. It's a beautiful, beautiful engine from the Art Deco era. I mean, admittedly, its current condition, it's not looking so lovely, but I'll tell you, if you saw this thing fixed up, and hopefully someday I'm going to be able to come back here and show it to you fixed up, I think you'll agree with me. It's really something special. And like I said, they were special to me as a kid, but I had no idea in the historic context of it, now that they're not running, just truly how special it is. Because even though so many rail fans love it, most of them haven't gotten to see them run. So those are memories I will treasure forever. You can't go back and relive those. I really hope they fix this thing up. I mean, they're not going to fix it to running condition. It would just be a cosmetic restoration. I mean, the wheels and chassis, the trucks as they call them, actually don't look too bad to me. But the body is just rotting away with all of the rust. So there she is. This is what I've been promising all weekend. This is Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 number 4913 in Tuscan red. And for now I got to tear myself away from it so I can see what else is out here. Alright, so continuing the tour. It is really hot out here. I mean, it's only in the low 80s, but with the sun beating on you, I don't do so well with the heat, so I'm not going to get too crazy about every detail of every car, but I do want to walk over to this Conrail caboose that's behind this hopper car. And it's faded from a beautiful, deep, kind of medium blue to very pale blue, and this is another I would hope to see restored. You don't really see a lot of these cabooses with the flat roof and the bay window instead of the cupolas. Usually they have the cupola up top that would allow the crew to watch the train. This bay window would serve the same purpose. I'm sure it didn't give as great of a view, but it's interesting that they actually have windshield wipers on the angled windows. And Conrail was another childhood favorite. And I gotta be honest, it was just because they were painted my favorite color in the world. I mean, I always liked blue, and to me Conrail blue was the perfect shade of blue. And like the GG1, another Conrail caboose has recently come into my life. And that will also be the topic of a video I will film when I get home. Yes, I am bringing home 3 trains from Altoona. If you know me, you can probably guess what that means. If not, you'll find out. And trust me, they're in better condition than these ones are. Got an old Pennsylvania Railroad passenger car. Looks like pretty much all the windows are boarded up. Very faded, very rusted, kind of like a lot of stuff out here. You see the same thing in Steamtown up near me, which is somewhere now that it's reopened. I would like to go and do some videos. It's just a lot of work needed to restore and maintain these trains, and there's just limited funding and limited manpower for it. Here's an interesting boxcar. I don't know if this was painted specifically for the museum to be parked here, or if they actually ran it with this paint job. It's Norfolk Southern. That is the railroad that operates the lines that I've been filming all weekend for you. Horseshoe Curve was built in 1854, 150 years strong as of the painting of this boxcar. We've come another 17 years past that. We got a refrigerated boxcar here. One looks to be in better shape than most of the stuff out here. Got another Pennsylvania Railroad car. Can never really tell if these are baggage cars or mail cars or something else, but clearly that's something that would go in a passenger train but wouldn't be the main coach that riders sit in. I mean, you do see a lot of the Pennsylvania Railroad passenger cars still around. Some are in good shape, some are not. Here's another view just panning at all the locomotives we looked at. Another look at the turntable from this side. I think I may have found a way into the roundhouse. Let's have a look. Roundhouse visitor entrance. Well, it was a long walk around the thing, but at least we got to see some cool stuff on the way. And it's locked. All I can see in front of me there is what looks like a passenger car, and that blocks the view of the rest. So, alright, I'm going to stop the video because... Okay, I'm going to pause the video because I want to do some photography, and I will see you back inside the museum to continue our tour there. Okay, and right after I paused the video, I heard a maintenance truck coming, so I turned it back on. Now I really am going to do some photography and go back inside. See you there. Alright guys, this one caught me a little off guard. I thought I heard a train coming when I was out here filming at the Railroaders Museum yard, and it turned out I thought I heard it a while ago, and then nothing appeared. And so I went back to doing my photography in the yard, and by the time I fetched the video camera again, I had missed the start of it. It's being pulled by 4 Norfolk Southern diesels. This one is heading eastbound, which means it just came from Horseshoe Curve a couple of miles prior to here. You can see I'm out in the yard at the Railroaders Museum. I'm going to make this a separate video though. But if you want to see the Railroaders Museum video, I'll put a link to that above. And this actually turns out not to be one. Oh no, there's more cars. I thought we saw the end of it here. I was going to say that would be a short train for the Altoona area. This is downtown Altoona, Pennsylvania. In this town, I actually just watched an interesting movie inside of the Railroaders Museum. This town was basically built to build a railroad and build trains and service trains. And I've taken to calling it the railroading capital of the universe, and it certainly is. Oh, and there is the end of it. That's actually, even though I missed the beginning of it, that is a relatively short freight train for this area. Alright, so I'm just finishing up outside. We've actually got some dark clouds rolling in. There is a chance of thunderstorms. I don't think it's imminent, but I don't exactly like those. So I'm finishing up outside here. Looks like we can go inside this caboose. Haven't been inside a caboose for many, many years. And look who we found in here. Can you believe it? I can't get rid of this guy.
Yeah, I can't get rid of her either.
Yeah, I know. We share that problem. We've got RJ and we've got Ellen. Are you guys enjoying the museum?
We enjoyed it.
Very awesome.
It was a lot to see.
Yes, definitely a lot to see.
I did all the outside stuff. Now I have to do the inside stuff. Gotta record.
Of course.
It's the new fitness craze, guys. No, it's not. No, it's closed. Apparently they're doing some work on the K4 that they want to keep people away from.
Pennsy is the standard railroad of the world has been achieved somehow unfairly at their expense. I don't think so. Of course, there are injuries. There always have been in running a railroad. And there are various sorts of insecurities as well. But you must keep in mind, the rights of employees are not equal to the rights of our stockholders. However, as you see around yourselves here, it is a matter of differing perspectives. Well, I have a great deal of work still to do. And if you are considering investing some of your savings in the Pennsylvania Railroad Company, then I'm sure you can understand why I must conclude this conversation and get back to work. Good day.
Okay, I've been doing a lot of the filming in here inside the museum with my iPhone because the battery on the DJI is running low. And I'm running very low on energy myself right now. But I wanted to get out the DJI so that you could see this wonderful HO scale model railroad that they've put together. Okay, so what I've shown you inside so far is mostly a walkthrough of the third floor. This is the second floor. We are in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and I am going to do just a very quick walkthrough of this floor. I am really out of steam, guys. The air conditioner is not working in this building, and after doing Horseshoe Curve and walking through the yard, there's just not much left in me. The battery on this DJI is almost done. Hey, look, another GG1. That'll give me a little bit to keep me going. The battery is almost out, and the museum's going to close in less than half an hour. And I actually have some very important shopping to do at the gift shop. This will not be my only visit here. I will come here again, kind of just getting a sense of what's here. Typically when I go to museums, I am one of those people who stops and reads every sign and really studies every exhibit, really tries to get the most out of it. And honestly, there's just not the time and energy left today to do this justice. But this was just a 2-day trip to Altoona. And there's still so much more to see and do. And I think at this point I'm pretty much planning a trip back here in the fall. I'll talk about that more later. It's just finished taking a look at the second floor here.
Welcome to Kelly's. Barely right up to the bar here and travel back in time to an Altoona many years ago. There are lots of bars like this, and if you listen to what the men talked about in here after work, you'll learn a lot about their friendship and about a lot of other stuff that made Altoona tick. So stop your lollygagging, pay attention, listen close, and let's go back to then.
Hey, this gives me an excuse to rest my feet.
Hashing at us just because our trick is over when their trains are on the ground. Oh, relax. Have something to eat. Smells like Kelly's cooked up some good ham today. Why don't we have some sandwiches with our Boilermakers today, all right?
Hey, Kelly, making a double header for me. It's 12 hours till I'm on duty again tomorrow. I worked 2 runs in a row today.
Okay, so sorry for everything getting cut short upstairs. You know, I've been here with some other YouTubers, and I'm going to go join a couple of them for dinner. And they called, and I'll tell you what, I can't be on my feet anymore. I can't wait to get to the truck. They didn't have what I wanted in the gift shop, but that's okay. Anyway, this is a fantastic museum. I am definitely going to come back again. I mean, hopefully we're going to see more stuff restored out in the yard. And, you know, I could literally spend probably 4 or 5 hours going through the exhibits. You know, and I'd like to maybe cover it in more detail for you next time. But for now, hopefully what you've seen here is enough to entice you to visit if you're in the area. And if you're not traveling here, hopefully you still got something out of my video. And with that, I'm going to head for dinner and then head for home after a fabulous weekend of rail fanning. Thank you for watching.